stop doing what everyone else is doing if you want to master the art of seduction. Everything you knew about flirting is wrong. Most people struggle with connecting deeply because they're stuck in outdated ideas about how attraction really works. But today, we're turning all of that upside down. You're about to discover the 3 essential techniques of playful flirting that'll change the way you interact with women forever. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to captivate anyone without coming off as desperate or awkward. Sounds intriguing, right? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The art of the playful compliment. All right, let's kick things off with something you probably think you've got down: compliments. But here's the thing, if you're just throwing out generic lines like "you look nice today," you're not even scratching the surface. Compliments, when done right, are your secret weapon. And no, I'm not talking about those overly dramatic, cringy lines either. I'm talking about playful, teasing compliments that build tension and spark curiosity. Imagine this. Instead of just telling her she looks beautiful, try something like, "Wow, are you trying to make all the other girls jealous with that dress?" It's light, it's fun, and it lets her know you notice her, but without being too heavy-handed. The key here is to be subtle yet impactful, showing interest without overwhelming her. Trust me, this kind of playful banter sets you apart from the crowd and makes her want more. But let's not stop there. The compliment game isn't just about what you say, it's also about when you say it. Timing is crucial. Dropping a playful compliment too early can seem forced, while waiting too long might miss the moment entirely. It's like cooking, you need the right amount of heat at just the right time to get the perfect result. Let's break it down a bit. First, pay attention to the context. Is she talking about something she's passionate about? Is she sharing a story that reveals something unique about her? These are golden opportunities. When she's emotionally invested in what she's saying, that's the perfect moment to slip in a playful compliment. It not only boosts her confidence, but also shows that you're genuinely listening and appreciating her for who she is, not just what she looks like. For example, if she's telling you about how she stayed up all night working on a project, you could say something like, "Wow, not only are you smart, but you're also dedicated. I'm impressed. But don't tell me you look this good without sleep. What's your secret?" This kind of compliment does double duty. It acknowledges her effort and adds a touch of light-hearted flirtation that keeps the conversation fun. And here's another tip. Pair your compliments with a little humor. Humor disarms, it relaxes, and it makes the compliment feel more natural. If you can get her to laugh, you're halfway there. Something like, "I've got to be careful around you. Your smile is way too distracting. I almost forgot what I was going to say." This not only makes her feel good, but also shows that you're confident enough to be playful. But remember, the goal isn't just to flatter her, it's to create a playful, flirtatious dynamic. Compliments that come off as overly serious or desperate can actually backfire. Keep it light, keep it fun, and most importantly, keep it genuine. When a sense of when a compliment is forced or fake, so make sure whatever you say is something you actually mean. Chapter 2. Asking the right questions. So let's talk about conversation. One of the biggest mistakes guys make is staying in the shallow end, talking about boring, surface-level stuff. Yawn. If you really want to stand out, you've got to dig a little deeper and steer the conversation toward topics that actually matter, like relationships, desires, and what makes her tick. But here's the trick, you don't just jump in with, "So what are your deepest fears?" That's a surefire way to make things awkward. Instead, ease into it. Start with something like, "So, what's your idea of a perfect date?" Or "What's one thing you've always wanted to do but haven't had the chance yet?" These questions not only show that you're genuinely interested in her as a person, but they also create a safe space for her to open up. And when she feels safe, that's when the real magic happens. She'll start to see you as someone who truly gets her. And that's a huge turn on. But here's the kicker, once you ask these questions, you need to actually listen to the answers. I mean, really listen. Most people don't listen to understand, they listen to reply. And that's a huge mistake. When you're truly engaged in what she's saying, you're showing her that you value her thoughts and opinions. This isn't just attractive, it's magnetic. So how do you show that you're listening? First, by using follow-up questions that dig a little deeper. If she mentions she loves hiking, don't just say, "That's cool." Instead, ask, "What's the best hike you've ever been on?" Or have you ever thought about doing a long trek like the Camino de Santiago? These kinds of questions show that you're not only listening, but that you're genuinely interested in her experiences and passions. Another powerful technique is to mirror her language. If she uses specific phrases or words, try incorporating them into your responses. This creates a sense of rapport and makes the conversation feel more connected. For instance, if she says, "I love the feeling of freedom when I'm out in nature," you could reply with, "Yeah, that sense of freedom is amazing." It's like you're completely in the moment, right? By reflecting her language back to her, you're subtly reinforcing that you're on the same wavelength. 10. Don't be afraid to share your own experiences in response to hers. This isn't about one-upping her, but about creating a two-way street of communication. If she talks about a challenging hike she did, you could share a story about a time you pushed yourself outside your comfort zone. So this helps build a deeper connection, as it shows you're willing to be vulnerable and share your own stories, too. But let's not forget about the power of non-verbal communication during these deeper conversations. Eye contact, nodding, and even mirroring her body language can all signal that you're engaged and interested. People often underestimate the power of these small cues, but they can make a huge difference in how connected she feels to you. When she feels like you're truly present, the conversation naturally becomes more intimate and engaging. Chapter 3. Mastering the Playful Interpretation. All right, we've covered compliments in conversation, but here's where things get really fun: the art of playful interpretation. This technique is all about taking what she says and playfully twisting it to add a little flirtatious tension to the mix. It's cheeky, it's fun, and it's incredibly effective. Let's say she mentions that she loves chocolate cake. Instead of just nodding along, try responding with, "Oh, so you like things sweet and irresistible, huh?" That explains why you're so hard to ignore. See what I did there? It's a playful twist that adds a layer of flirtation without being over the top. This kind of interaction shows that you're not just passively listening, you're actively engaging and making the conversation exciting. But let's dig deeper into how to really master this technique. Playful interpretation is like a dance. It requires timing, subtlety, and a little bit of daring. The key is to read her reactions and adjust accordingly. If she's laughing and playing along, you're on the right track. If she seems uncomfortable or confused, ease back and try a different approach. It's all about finding that sweet spot where the conversation feels fun and flirty without crossing any lines. One advanced move is to use playful interpretation to build a storyline or inside joke between the two of you. For example, if she teases you about something, like how much coffee you drink, you could play along and exaggerate it. "You caught me, I'm practically a coffee addict. It's the only way I can keep up with you." Over time, this playful banter can evolve into a running joke that creates a sense of shared connection and history. Another tip is to use playful interpretation to introduce a bit of light-hearted competition. If she mentions that she's good at something like cooking or sports, you could challenge her in a fun way. "Oh, you think you can outcook me? I'll take that challenge. How about we settle this with a cook-off?" This not only adds a playful edge to the conversation, but also sets the stage for future interactions like planning a date around the challenge. And here's a little secret: playful interpretation isn't just about the words you use, it's also about your delivery. Your tone, facial expressions, and body language all play a role in how your words are received. A wink, a sly smile, or a raised eyebrow can add layers of meaning to a simple statement, turning it into something flirtatious and intriguing. Practice this in the mirror if you need to. Getting the delivery right can make all the difference. Let's also talk about the power of exaggeration in playful interpretation. When you take something she says and blow it out of proportion, it can create a fun, almost cartoonish vibe that lightens the mood and keeps things playful. For instance, if she mentions she's a bit of a perfectionist, you could respond with, "Oh no, I better be careful, one wrong move, and you'll have me in the perfectionist's penalty box." It's silly, it's fun, and it keeps the conversation lighthearted. But be careful not to overdo it. The goal is to enhance the conversation, not to turn every comment into a joke. Balance is key. Mix in genuine moments with your playful banter to keep the interaction dynamic and engaging. Remember, The best flirts know when to turn up the heat and when to pull back. It's about creating a rhythm that keeps her guessing and wanting more. Chapter 4. Leading with confidence and creating a safe space. Now, we need to talk about something absolutely crucial: leading with confidence and creating a safe space for playful flirting. It's one thing to know the techniques, but it's another to use them in a way that makes her feel comfortable, respected, and genuinely interested. When it comes to flirting, confidence is king. But confidence doesn't mean being loud or brash. It means being comfortable in your own skin, being sure of who you are, and injecting that self-assurance in a way that draws people to you. When you're confident, you give her permission to be confident too, to let down her guard and engage with you on a deeper level. So how do you lead with confidence? First, own your space. Whether you're standing, sitting, or walking, make sure your body language reflects that you're relaxed and in control. Shoulders back, chest up, and maintain eye contact. When you speak, do so with a calm, steady voice. You don't need to rush or raise your volume to be heard. People are naturally drawn to those who speak with purpose and poise. And here's the part that's often overlooked: creating a safe space for her to flirt back. Many women are conditioned to be cautious when it comes to flirting, especially with someone they don't know well. They might worry about being judged, misinterpreted, or leading you on. That's why it's your job to create an environment where she feels free to express herself without fear of repercussions. You do this by being respectful, by not pushing too hard, and by reading her cues. If she seems into the playful banter, great, keep it going. But if she seems hesitant, it's important to dial it back and focus on making her feel comfortable. Sometimes that means switching gears to a more neutral topic until she's more at ease. But confidence also comes from knowing when to take risks and when to pull back. Flirting is a dance. And like any dance, it requires sensitivity to your partner's movements. If she's responding positively, don't be afraid to escalate slightly, whether that's through a more daring joke, a bit of light physical touch like a playful tap on the shoulder, or even suggesting something more direct, like grabbing coffee together. The key is to always be attuned to her responses. Adjusting your approach is needed. And don't underestimate the power of silence. Sometimes the most confident thing you can do is to say nothing at all. Let the moment linger. A well-placed pause can build anticipation, create tension, and make the next thing you say or do even more impactful. Plus, it shows that you're not afraid of silence, that you're comfortable enough to let things breathe without feeling the need to fill every gap with words. So there you have it, 3 powerful techniques, plus a bonus insight on leading with confidence that will transform the way you flirt and interact with women. But remember, these tips are just the beginning. If you really want to master the art of seduction, you've got to keep learning and refining your approach. And if you're ready to take things to the next level, I've got something special just for you, a free masterclass where I reveal even more secrets that'll help you become irresistible. The link is in the description below. Don't miss out on this chance to completely upgrade your game. But for now, take these tips, put them into practice, and start having fun with it. Flirting isn't about following a strict set of rules. It's about creating a connection, being playful, and most importantly, being yourself. So go out there and start charming the world with your newfound skills. Trust me, the results will speak for themselves. Until next time, keep the conversation light, the compliments playful, and the flirting fun. You've got this.